Deputy ministers and state ministers who were sworn in for the first time have expressed their willingness to work wholeheartedly for the country. Similar determination have been expressed by the cabinet ministers appointed for the first time. All the newly elected cabinet members have given more importance to work for their respective ministries first. Ministers, state ministers and deputy ministers hoped that under the able leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, they are confident to build the Sonar Bangla dreamt by Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Country's four-time Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was born on September 28, 1947 at Tungipara in Gopalganj. She is the eldest child of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and Begum Fazilatun Nisa Mujib. Sheikh Hasina completed graduation from Dhaka University. She was an active member of Chhatra League and she was elected as Vice President of Eden College Students' Council from Chhatra League before the independence of the country. The eldest daughter of Bangabandhu was elected President of Bangladesh Awami League in 1981. She became Prime Minister for the first time in 1996. Sheikh Hasina became Prime Minister for the second time in 2009. Countrymen elected her Prime Minister for the third time in 2014. Sheikh Hasina is now a role model in the world for her great contribution in establishing peace, institutionalizing democracy, socio-economic development and maintaining stability in the country. Bangladesh successfully stepped on the highway of development following the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Considering her development works and visionary future plans, the countrymen made Sheikh Hasina Prime Minister for the third time in a row.
Elder daughter of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and Awami League President Sheikh Hasina took oath as the Prime Minister for the third consecutive term. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid administered the oath of the office, oath of secrecy to Sheikh Hasina at the Darbar Hall of Bangam Bhavan this afternoon. Prime Minister's family members including younger sister Sheikh Rehana, former President, Speaker, Chief Justice, Chief Election Commissioner, judges of the Supreme Court, members of Parliament, political leaders, chiefs of 3 services, members of diplomatic corps, journalists, elites and high civil and military officials were present at the program.
আমি সংবিধানের রক্ষণ সমর্থন ও নিরাপত্তা বিধান করিব এবং আমি ভীতি বা অনুগ্রহ অনুরাগ বা বিরাগের বশবর্তী না হইয়া সকলের প্রতি আইন অনুযায়ী যথাবিহিত আচরণ করিব।
After the swearing in, Sheikh Hasina signed the oath of office and oath of secrecy. Later, 24 ministers, 19 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers took oath separately.
বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য প্রকাশ করিব। আমি সশ্রদ্ধ চিত্তে শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের প্রতিমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের উপমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব।
Cabinet Secretary Mohammad Shafiul Alam conducted the program. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang extended his heartiest congratulations to Bangladesh Awami League President Sheikh Hasina on her taking oath as the Prime Minister for the 3rd consecutive term. Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim said that the Chinese Premier sent a message congratulating Sheikh Hasina on swearing in as the Prime Minister for the 3rd consecutive term. The Press Secretary said Nepalese Prime Minister Kharga Prasad Sharma Oli also greeted Sheikh Hasina for taking oath as the Premier for the 3rd consecutive term. In a congratulatory message sent to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the Nepalese Premier wished her success as well as continued peace, progress and prosperity of Bangladesh. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said the new cabinet of the 11th Parliament has been formed, giving priority to those areas of the country where there were no ministers or state ministers in the past. He told this to the journalists at Bangladesh Secretariat this morning. Obaidul Qadir said the cabinet has been formed consisting of new and old faces and hoped that they will discharge their duties, keeping in mind the expectations of the people and realities of the situation. He said under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the Awami League is now united and more stronger than that of any time in the past.
Now, international news. United States National Security Advisor John Bolton arrives in Turkey today to try to hammer out a deal for security of Syria's Kurds as the United States prepares a military withdrawal from Syria. Bolton told reporters in Jerusalem yesterday that the U.S. pullout from Syria is conditional on defeating the Islamic State as well as Turkish assurances on the security of the U.S.'s Kurdish militia allies YPG. US and Chinese officials have been holding a first day of talks in Beijing aimed at resolving their damaging trade dispute. Last year, both countries imposed billions of dollars worth of tariffs on each other's goods. The two-day talks marking the first formal meeting since they agreed to refrain from any further tariffs for 90 days. The meeting comes amid rising concern about the impact of trade tensions on the global economy. Thailand's immigration police chief says a Saudi woman who fled her family at the weekend will be given temporary. Its Golden Globes victories mark it out as one of the favorites for the next month's Oscars.
A dua in Milad Mahfil seeking eternal peace of the departed soul of former Awami League General Secretary Syed Ashraful Islam was held at Bangladesh Secretariat Central Mosque today. Ministry of Public Administration organized the program. Senior Pesh Imam of Baitul Mukarram National Mosque conducted the prayers. Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Public Administration Muhammad Rakib Hussain, Religious Affairs Secretary Muhammad Anisur Rahman, Information Secretary Abdul Malik, deceased brothers Syed Manzurul Islam and Syed Ashraful Islam spoke on the occasion. Senior officials and staff of the different ministries took part in the prayers. Met Office says mild to moderate cold wave is sweeping over the regions of Dinajpur, Tetulia, Dimla, Rajsarhat, Rajshahi, Pabna, Satkira, Jessore, Chuadanga, Borishal, Srimongol, Sitakundo, Mymensingh, Gopalganj and Faridpur, and it may continue for a few days. Light to moderate thaw may occur at some places over the country from late night to tomorrow morning. Country's lowest temperature today was recorded 7 degrees Celsius at Tetulia. Night temperature may fall by 1 or 2 degrees Celsius and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country.
Now news on sports. When a ball wasn't bowled and the fourth and final test was called a draw that handed India a 2-1 victory over hosts after claiming test wins in Adelaide and Melbourne. It is a rare first down under for India since Lala Amarnath's side visited the country back in 1947-48, months after independence, to face Sir Don Bradman's Invincible. India is set to make history in Sydney despite a frustrating day 4 of the fourth test against Australia on Sunday. Only 25 overs, 2 balls were bowled as rain and bad light led to a late start and early finish in the fourth day's play. But it was enough time for India to bowl Australia out for 300 in their first innings and enforce the follow-on. The hosts scored 6 for no loss in the second innings at stumps of day 4. The Aussies were trailed by 316 runs and India set to win a test series in Australia for the first time. India declared their first innings on 622 runs for 7. Cheteshwar Pujara was adjudged both the man of the match and man of the series. And now to end the bulletin, a repeat of the top stories. New cabinet led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina takes oath. Apart from PM, 47 members, cabinet comprised of 24 ministers, 19 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers. Sheikh Hasina creates record-forming government for 3rd consecutive time. History created as she assumes premiership for 4th term. New cabinet members express willingness to take Bangladesh to new heights of progress. Government to work to ensure good governance over the next 5 years, says Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Washington pledges security for Israel before pulling troops from Syria as Security Advisor John Bolton tours Middle East. And away in Sydney, India win Test series against Australia in 70 years. No loss in the second innings at stumps of day 4. The Aussies were trailed by 316 runs, and India set to win a Test series in Australia for the first time. India declared their first innings on 622 runs for 7. Cheteshwar Pujara was adjudged both the man of the match and man of the series. And now to end the bulletin, a repeat of the top stories. New cabinet led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina takes oath. Apart from PM, 47 members, cabinet comprised of 24 ministers, 19 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers. Sheikh Hasina creates record-forming government for third consecutive time. History created as she assumes premiership for 4th term. New cabinet members express willingness to take Bangladesh to new heights of progress. Government to work to ensure good governance over the next 5 years, says Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Washington pledges security for Israel before pulling troops from Syria as Security Advisor